And we sincerely apologize for that technical hitch there. Straight to our very first story once more. And board approval by the International Monetary Fund could come with some conditionalities that may cut expenditures of government's flagship programs. Let's hear from Professor Lord Mensah.
It is good news for the citizenry, but then I can say that this is more or less like emergency tranche. Emergency tranche in a sense that, looking at the dire situation of our economic, outlook, and then, the dollar level, if the IMF does not soften its, conditions and then go strictly by what is expected of us, I can tell you that we may not get, the tranche. So I believe that with assurance that they got from, our creditor committee and then also the domestic restructuring that we have done, they have extended the first tranche to us. But then subsequent ones are going to be strict. Are going to be strict in the sense that their review, the conditions that they will give us, we may have to meet them strictly. And so this first tranche is nothing but more or less an emergency tranche to keep our economy afloat before we start working hard, become self-disciplined, and then financially disciplined for us to tap into the subsequent, tranches. And we know very well that anytime we go to IMF, generally, they put up revenue enhanced measures. And one of them was, the one we proposed to have the staff level agreement. The staff level agreement, we proposed that we're going to introduce 3 revenue handles. And that is what we have done. But then the expenditure lines, obviously, I think they're going to restrict government from, spending on certain areas that, they think may not have necessarily a direct impact. So possibly we're looking at maybe finding a way to restructure the free SHS, which is going to reflect in the coming budget. And then also restructure some other capital expenditure areas. Projects that are ongoing, I believe, can go on, but new ones may not be, starting up. So these are some of the areas that I'm expecting, the conditions to touch on.
Now to the Bunu East region, where commercial drivers in the Techiman municipality continue to charge old fares in spite of a directive by 2 transport entities to drivers to reduce fares. According to some of these drivers who spoke to Joy News, the 10% fuel reduction is negligible and the prices of spare parts still remain high, hence their decision to maintain the old fares. My colleague Anas Sabit was at the Techiman main lorry station and has filed this report.
Following a consistent marginal reduction in fuel prices at the pumps, users of public transport are expecting a reduction in transport fares effective today, per a directive from leaders of these transport companies. This morning we are here at the Techiman main lorry station to gauge the situation, to find out whether this particular directive that was issued a couple of days ago is taking effect or not. We've been engaging some of these drivers, and what they are telling us is that until the prices of spare parts and other mechanic services is reduced, they are not reducing the fares. According to them, reducing the fares today would mean they will be put out of business, as prices of various services they enjoy is still high across the market. We've been speaking with some of them and listen to what they've been telling us.
As I say, high amount.
We are not going to work with what the government is saying, because the government received us the last time we reduced our fares by increasing fuel prices. So we think this particular move is set to deceive us again, because fuel prices will soon be increased.
Let's pass it be our costro. Not total oil, not series.
We are not reducing our fares because aside fuel, we rely on other services to operate. Spare parts are very expensive on the market, so if you tell us to reduce our fares because of the marginal reduction in fuel prices, then they will have to go and rethink about it.
5,000. and then pay for
If the government truly want to help all of us, it should make sure whilst we reduce our fares, other service providers will also do same.
Akufo na de sa nanado o na de sa amra ne bae moma ntu nanado say ye ne nya adwen.
Tell President Akufo that we disagree with this directive because we spend so much when we go to the magazine.
On the weeks one the oja na oje ntu kakra benya be to bi no na nyina akudi magazine
and the matter is in full inji 50 million. If the matter start near to 80 cities and the 200 cities.
What we spend on spare parts is too much. Assuming we buy a gallon of fuel at 1 Ghana cedis, would the car be able to move without tires and engine?
Some of them say their leaders did not consider their plight before coming up with this particular decision. They say this directive would not be good for them as drivers or transporters. So they want their leadership to go back and reconsider their plight before coming up with such a directive.
They pay for one boy a man here. Say you the capio, that's a community about doing before answer. They look at the free agreement, and the battle to was saying, say,
our leaders should have consulted us before taking this decision. We will not reduce our fares because we suspect the leaders might have been induced by government, hence the haste in taking such a decision.
So at large, these are the comments being issued by drivers, transport drivers here at the Techiman main railway station. They are not reducing their fares, and commuters on the other hand have expressed worry at the situation. They want leadership or government to listen to the plight of these drivers and then act to suit them and the commuters as well.
Pass never who you know, and so I didn't know petrol
the drivers are raising genuine concerns because the prices of spare parts are still high, and that is why we can't say much.
And they may have said,
I'm expecting government to listen to their plight.
On to some engine oils is engine oil in our board in a baby, Nanka Emratham, reduce did say.
So this has been the situation from the Techiman main lorry station, and reporting for Joy News here in Techiman, my name is Anasabe.
Away from Buno East, let me take you now to the Upper West region, where youth unemployment is seen as a major security threat to Ghana's development. Despite the several policies and programs implemented by governments, the challenge remains the same. However, savings and loans company Sinapi Aba Savings is bent on changing the narrative with the launch of the Youth Apprenticeship Program. The company has supported over 4,000 vulnerable and disadvantaged persons to be self-employed by paying for their training and giving them the needed tools to work on. Joy News Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from WA, where 150 benefited from the Youth Apprenticeship Program.
Yeah, Upper West currently we are looking at about 150, which the females are the majority. We invited them, we did a selection, and some of them are interested in going for tailoring. Some of them are interested in doing hairdressing. Some of them are interested in weaving. Some of them are also interested in tiling. So what we do is that we pair them with masters, people who are ready to train them. We pair them and we make sure we monitor the progress of work they do over there, and at the end of the day they will write an exams that is nationwide. When you pass successfully, then that is where we also hand over to you additional tools to go out there and work. So we just don't give the tools out and sit down, we monitor We monitor and make sure the masters do the right thing, and make sure they also stay. And because of this, their parents will have to sign that they are committed to making sure that their wards come in to train anytime they are called upon. Some of them, maybe just because of transportation, the person will not be able to get to the work site. So that is where their wards have to sign to make sure that they take care of those basic things, because we are paying the masters for the fee. We are paying them. So the duty of their parents is to make sure that their shelter, feeding, everything is taken care of, so they will have peace of mind to do this work.
He also spoke about the benefits that Sinapi Aba savings and loans will derive from the program.
And we say that creating wealth, touching lives. A lot of them that are seated now, they are not doing anything. Now, equipping them to acquire these skills, definitely when they finish, they have been employed, and they are also going to get other people to learn the job, meaning they are going to create employment. And once employment is created, definitely there's going to be an income, and Sinapi will eventually benefit from it.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed joy over their inclusion in the program and lauded Sinapi Aba savings and loans for the initiative.
Life was so tough to me because I'm not working. I'm always gallivanting around. Because of this opportunity, I'm busy at my work. I would like to say thank you for them helping me, and I would like to say may God bless Sinapi Aba.
I think it's going to help me a lot. I will be mastered in my own, and I will make sure I'm going to help some people, and I know that I will go further education and make it so easy for me, and maybe any work I need can go to it, and it will be easy for me to do that.
Welcome for Good News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
And now back to the capital, and Chief Executive of Goal Compliance Solutions, James Kwesi, has reiterated the need for small-scale businesses to acquire international standard certification. This, he thinks, is critical to ensure that products and services are accepted globally. Kwesi gave the advice in a discussion with some small and medium-scale enterprises at the EB Connect series organized by the Enterprise Bureau. Here is more.
The discussion on ISO certification has become critical to enlighten small and medium enterprises, SMEs, on the opportunities accompanied with standards. According to the Enterprise Bureau, this will be one of its flagship areas to support the business community gain market access as the Continental Free Trade Agreement gains momentum. Chief Executive of Goal Compliance Solution, Lion James Kwesi told Joy Business that the time has come for Ghanaian businesses to see ISO certification as a requirement.
There is no way somebody will get to know what I'm doing if I'm not doing it the right way. And ISO gives me the platform to do things the right way by redefining how I organize my processes, mobilize my resources to get the required output that I need. Yeah.
So basically, what is ISO in basic form?
Okay, so if you look at ISO, it's an international body. We call it International Organization for Standardization. What they do is that they come up with standards for organizations to follow, to implement in their respective fields. So, for instance, if I need to work in the construction industry where I will be exposed to more hazards. Workers will be exposed to hazards and then other risks. Okay, I need to come up with guidelines that will ensure that the workers are safe when they come to work.
Executive Director of Enterprise Bureau, Eto Ann Komlanga, described the session as an eye-opener which many business executives must consider.
We want to look at ISO certification, which is quality. And we all know that defining quality in business is a difficult thing, and it's factors such as cost, competence, and all other things affect it. So today we have brought together a number of startups once again to look at quality definition and our quality policies, and also get advice on ISO certification, the steps to take, and which ones is ideal for the various startups in our fold.
The EB Connect series is conducted to engage experts on trending business strategies to support their expansion.
More business stories. Indian High Commissioner to Ghana, Shungdan Rajama, says it will partner Ghana to support the pharmaceutical industry through emerging technologies. According to him, the industry needs policies that will drive growth. Speaking at the West Africa Pharma and Healthcare Exhibition, he called for capacity building for players in the pharmaceutical industry.
The Indian High Commissioner at the exhibition called for support for small and medium enterprises in the pharmaceutical industry. He stressed on the need for government to implement policies to cushion the industry.
There is continued expansion of this very important sector of the Ghanaian economy, which is giving way for new opportunities for the stakeholders from different countries. For the bilateral economic relations between India and Ghana, pharma and healthcare is one of the very important and major sectors. This has been one of the areas where we have focused our attention in all spheres, on the policy side, at the level of businesses, at the level of capacity building, to see that the huge synergies that we have between India and Ghana in pharma and healthcare.
Deputy Minister for Health, Mahama Saini, pledged government support for the sector.
Over the years, Ghana's health sector has been rapidly evolving from large-scale investment made in infrastructure like the expansion and building of district and regional hospitals, as well as polytechnics, to bring services closer to the people. We have also launched several initiatives to widen access to healthcare since its inception, like the subsidized National Health Insurance Scheme, National Health Insurance Scheme, with the objective of attaining universal health coverage and to provide financial access to quality healthcare for residents in Ghana.
The 3-day West African Pharma Healthcare Exhibition is expecting over 120 exhibitors and over 100 hosted buyers, partners from the sector.
Thanks so much for watching Prime Business with me, Pious Kojo Backah. You can always get business stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. We've got some international business for you.